Chess friends, I will show you very special chess game of Hikaru Nakamura. He sacrificed his queen 6 times, and played 3 brilliant moves in a row. Game is very interesting, let's go. Boris started with d4, Nakamura played knight f6, c4 by him. Nakamura could play e6, or c6, but he chooses to go with King's Indian setup, g6, knight comes on c3, bishop goes to g7. Nakamura's strategy is to attack on king side, while Boris' girlfriend wants to progress on queen side and center side. He responded with e4, he can play f4, bishop here. Hikaru played d6, knight f3, we have castle, bishop develops, e5 by Hikaru. At the 1000 level looks like black will the pawn, but if takes, pawn takes, if knight takes, queen takes, bishop takes, then knight takes, if knight takes, then bishop takes knight. Black will manage the position, so he played castle first, knight on c3, Boris locked the position with d5, knight back to e7, knight goes to d2, Hikaru retreats his knight, he wants to play f5, the push it, g5, g4, h5, try to open the g file for the rook. Very good plan of Hikaru, he will make progress on king side, and Boris will push his army on queen side. He played b4, f5 by black, you shouldn't take the pawn, if takes, then pawn takes, I mean he will play e4, knight here, queen here, knight f4, white will face restricted position, black will get active pieces on king side and open file, so, back to the position, he played c5, Hikaru puts his knight on f6, f6, stabilizing the white structure. Hikaru pushed his f-pawn, he can play g5, h5 g4, knight comes to c4. g5 by Naka, his strategy is to play king here, h5, rook here bishop here, push the pawn, takes, knight here, push the f-pawn, if takes, then knight here, which will be a discover check, and white position will be very bad, black will gain super advantages. So, in this position, Boris replied with a4, he wants to push the pawns on queen side, knight to g6, bishop develops on a3, he wants to activate his bishop, so, Hikaru moved up his rook, getting out from the bishop line. And his strategy is to play bishop on this way, rook on this way, b5 by him, pressuring on the d6 pawn, he takes the pawn, bishop takes pawn, now Boris' position is not attacking position, because the pawn is gone, d6 is not a big threat, just develop your pieces, h5, if takes, then take it, white have no attacks immediately, so, Nakamura pushed his h-pawn, a5, g4, if you take it, then takes, bishop backs, try to eliminate this, bishop back to f2 is best move, then bishop d6, queen f8, then h6, push the g-pawn, takes. Then rook here, h-file is totally open, and you will lose the game. So, in this position, Boris played b6, g3 by Naka, if you take it, then takes, rook here, takes, knight backs, how do you stop queen h4, h2 checkmate, So, back to the position, if you push the h-pawn, then bishop sacrifice on h3, after pawn takes, queen slides, king g2. Knight h4 check, king backs, queen takes, and there is checkmate in double squares, right? So, back to the position, Boris here played king h1, which is best move, if you take the pawn, he will make you fool, he will not take back the pawn, knight in b5, takes, threatening this, bishop backs, takes, knight comes, rook escapes, he will play knight takes, rook takes, and the position will be bad for you, he will make the 7th rank pawn, with the supporting of rook. So, in this position, Hikaru played bishop f8, try to eliminate it, d6 by Boris, pressuring the c7 pawn, if you take it, then knight takes, if rook here, queen check, king ups, black position will be open, white will manage this position, so, Nakamura, here played a takes b6, a takes b6 is not good, if it happen, then rook takes, queen takes, pawn takes, and black will win the last hope of white's pawn, so, Boris here played bishop back to g8, knight comes on g4, rook slides. Nakamura here sacrificed his knight by playing knight takes pawn, but if you accept the knight, then black will play rook g7, h3 by white, queen up, threatening queen takes h3, and how do you stop it? So, back to the position, so, Boris played d takes c7, targeting the queen with queen and pawn. If you try to save the queen, then knight takes pawn, rook up, then takes, threatening this, and this, with the bishop, it is fully loaded by bishops. So, in this position, Hikaru Nakamura played knight takes rook, sacrificing a queen, but black is threatening g2 checkmate, haha. Boris played queen takes knight, Nakamura played g2 check, he takes the pawn with the king, rook check on g7, king backs, here Nakamura sacrifices his queen by playing bishop to h3, but pawn takes queen still not possible, because of bishop check on g2, so, girlfriend Boris played bishop f1. I want you guys, pause the video, and find next brilliant move for Hikaru, go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, if you find queen to d3, then congratulations, you are correct, it's very hard to find, bishop takes bishop is not possible, because of queen check, bishop blocks, then queen takes will be checkmate, right? And you know, bishop takes queen is not possible, because of bishop checkmate on g2 square, so, here Boris played knight takes e5, protecting this, and targeting the queen, Hikaru ignores his queen, because as a Stockfish subscriber, he goes for another brilliant level, he played bishop takes bishop, threatening checkmate on g2 square again. So, Boris have to take the bishop, queen takes bishop, queen takes c3, Boris played rook to c1, he wants to promote his pawn, queen takes knight, pawn promotion, rook takes, queen backs, and Boris here resigned the game, because he is down a material, targeting the rook, and black will make his double connected passed pawns. Don't quit the video, I played from each side, let's see how the game will be end. Wish you all the best, thanks for watching, subscribe for more. Bye bye, take care, see you in my next video.